Hey guys, this is Carrie from Tone Wars. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We're really excited to hang out with you and to have you be part of our community. If you like what you see here, here's a couple ways you can support the channel. We always appreciate super chats very much, but here's a couple other ways you can support the channel and get something in return other than just content. If the super chat feature doesn't work for you, or if you're watching after the live stream, Jarrod's PayPal account link is listed below. Any donation of any amount is greatly appreciated. Since the show is sponsored in part by Motor City Guitar, we've included an affiliate link below. By clicking the link below, everybody wins. You're getting a great deal on some awesome equipment, you're supporting a store that has tons of inventory and great customer service, and you're supporting Tone Wars. And on top of all of that, if you live outside of the state of Michigan, whenever you buy anything from Motor City Guitar, you don't pay any sales tax. And last but certainly not least, you can visit our website at tonewars.com. The link is below. There you will find some awesome KEMPER profile packs with the tone and feel guitar players love. You will also find presets for the very popular HELIX, HX Effects, HX Stomp, and Pod Go. Alright, the show's about to begin. We look forward to hanging out with you, so grab your favorite drink and join us in the live chat.
Welcome to Tone Wars.
Holy freaking hell. What's going on, guys? Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I'm having a couple technical issues here. I gotta turn, what is it, Nitro settings. Boom, there we go. Now I got things back in sync. Oh, thanks so much. Hope you guys enjoyed the mixes and the comparison synthesis. I'll say hello in a minute to, do the thing in a minute here. So yeah, I'm doing the Nitro versus the Quick Rod. And I own the Nitro, and a friend of mine, Rob, let me use his Quick Rod for tonight's video, and I'm very grateful for that. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate that. And, these amps are available at Motor City Guitar, too. I think they have some Quick Rods and some Nitros there right now. So whichever one suits your taste more, go on the website there and the link in the description and get yourself a Quick Rod or a Nitro. I think they both sound really good. I'll just say it off the bat. I prefer the Nitro. That's why I bought the Nitro. I just found the Nitro to be thicker and meaner. It's fuller. It's a more compressed, thicker wall of sound as opposed to the more open sound that the Quick Rod has. Almost like a classic rock kind of 80s kind of thing on the Quick Rod, where the Nitro is, I think, in my opinion, it's a little more modern, and it's like a sledgehammer, where the Quick Rod is more like a ball peen hammer. It's just not as many frequencies. It's not as big sounding, in my opinion. You get a lot more low end, in my opinion, out of the Nitro. It's just thicker, and I like the top end better. I know I keep saying thick, is a thicker, more aggressive, fuller top end, where the Nitro, or okay, let me do that again in case I screwed up. Oh man, it's like getting your kids mixed up. Thicker, more brutal, textured top end on the Nitro. The Quick Rod is more softer, but it also has a tad bit of harshness to it. Not in a bad way, but that's all I can say, and it's a little softer, I just prefer the chugs, especially for what I do. Obviously, you heard the songs that I played. I'm a, chuggy kind of guy. I love the big chugs. So I prefer the Nitro for that as well. They're just more authority in the chugs, and I feel like the lead notes, especially like when you're playing solos and stuff, the Nitro suits my taste more as well. The notes are beefier. I guess I'll say that. I'll switch from thicker to beefier. So you're going to get a beefier sound out of the Nitro, But depending on your taste, you'll pick one over the other. This particular Quick Rod is EL34s. My Nitro is the KT 88s. It's the big bottles in there. So that's kind of what I prefer in that anyways. So yeah, I mean, so what I'm going to do here is I'll turn the overdrive off. Tonight I'm using the Mud Killer, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite overdrive pedals ever. Thanks, Chris, for the suggestion on that, by the way. Great pedal. Really maintains the tone of the amp and just gives it that nice slam that it needs to be more responsive and tight. So as soon as I say hello to everybody, I'm going to go back and we're going to see which one's tighter without the overdrive. And then I'm going to do some riffs between the two and just kind of give you my thoughts on which one suits my taste better. But these are just my opinions based on the music that I play and all that. So take that with a grain of salt. And if your opinion differs from mine, then you're right. Because for you, this is all opinions. So for you if you pick one over the other, you've made the right choice. Because you're the one that's got to live with it and play it. So either one of these would suit you, depending on your taste. So let me just go back and say hello. Looks like we have, let me do a proper count here. We had 31, now we're at 27. It's going to bounce up and down. Jeff Cornell, what's happening, man? Good to see you here. I think Jeff was first. Jason Lewis, what's going on? JB50 Watt, Johnny Romero, Splawn. Oh, he said, let the Splawn battle commence. What's up, Chris? He says, I already know which one he's going to like better. Anybody care to wager? Yeah, you got me. Let's see here. Let's talk more tone. What's going on, man? Thanks, man. Let's see here. Jeff Cornell. Jarrod, you're rocking the quick rod. What gear and OD, 1 or 2? Oh, what gear? It's in 3. I think it's in, yeah, 3rd gear. Yep, so I got all the brutes that I could get out of it. So that's where it's at. Chicago Todd, what's going on, man? Let's see here. I have, so let's talk, that's Rob, that's the guy that owns this amp. I have it on your settings, and except gear 3, so that's where it's at. Yeah, I pretty much have the same exact settings, and I messed around with them real quick, and I was like, you know, I think your settings are about right on this amp for even myself, so I haven't really changed anything. So for the gear, Scott Fulmar, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that very much. Gunnerman, thanks for the super chat. Thank you so much. Dave Rebell, thanks for the super chat. He says, I'm late, but I'm here. Cheers. Good to see you, man. I hope everything's going well for you. Sean Casey says, hi, Captain Overdrive and everybody. What's up, buddy? Aaron Short, what's going on, Aaron? How you doing, man? I got to call you tomorrow. If I don't call you, please call me. I got to talk to you. Yeah. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to turn off the room mic. And let's see which one's tighter without the overdrive. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious, at least for me. I got my hands involved. So, yeah, the Nitro is definitely tighter and more aggressive and fuller and meaner, even without the overdrive. There's a better pick attack on it, and I just feel like there's more authority in what I'm doing than there is in the quick rod. Again, the quick rod's cool. It's not really for me, but I do understand why people would like this amplifier, especially if you play classic rock and stuff like that, and you want that Marshall tone, but you want something that's, you know, maybe like a boutique version of Marshall tone and get it hand-built by an awesome guy, then you'd want to go with the Splawn. I think the Splawns are really good for that. I think that he captures the Marshall tone really well, but he's got his own kind of, you know, voicing. There are some similarities with it, but I like the hot-rodded Marshall tone that I feel like I'm getting out of the Nitro better. You know, so, yeah, I would say with the overdrive, definitely the Nitro, 100%. And it's not subtle, it's really noticeable. And you can tell, too, you can hear, like, the Nitro has more aggression, too. Like, there's definitely more balls there, especially when it comes to low end and aggression. So, let's go ahead and kick the pedal back on. Again, I'm using the Mud Killer. And I'm going to do the same riffs through them with the pedal on. So let's see what we got. Okay, yeah, even with the pedal on, it doesn't equalize the amps. It just, I still prefer the Nitro. Over the, over the Quick Rod. Both sound really good, but I prefer the Nitro. It's just thicker. It's kind of like, I've said this before on the channel, like the Quick Rod's more of an open amp. There's an openness to it, where the Nitro is compressed. But it's not compressed so much that it shrinks and it doesn't stand out in a mix. Obviously, I did a bunch of mixes and it stands out perfectly. I just say it like this: like open amps are like a giant hula hoop of sound coming at you. There's a lot of hollowness there. There's a lot of frequencies in the middle there that are kind of not there, but it's still got a pretty big sound. But a compressed amp like the Nitro is more like just a giant brick wall coming at you. There's really no holes in the frequencies. It's all filled in, and it's just bigger sounding, and I just feel like it has more authority. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the Nitro hits you like a brick wall, where the Quick Rod hits you like a hula hoop. So if that makes sense, I hope that makes sense to you. But that's really how it feels, especially in the room when you're standing across the room from it. You can definitely tell the difference between the two. The Nitro definitely hits you in the chest like a brick wall. It really does. There's a lot of thud and a lot of great big low end, and it's just beefier. So depending on the type of music that you play, you'll prefer one over the other. I know I keep saying that, but I'm just trying to be fair. Trying to be fair. So he close out, come back in. Boy, YouTube's crazy. So yeah, so that's basically the main differences between the two. Let's see here. Keith Jackson, nice playing tonight, Jarrod. I hear some extra aggression in those fingers, man. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying, especially the Nitro tonight. I haven't played it in a while, and it feels good to be reunited with my friend here. See, Wise Guy says, does the 212 have a DV77? No, this particular one, I'm using the Mesa right now. I could switch to my Zilla with the DV77 and Vintage 30 mixed. I can switch to that in a minute. I'll be happy to do that for you. Steve Shaheen, what's going on, man? He said, did you do Mud Killer Blast Precision Drive? Let's see here. Did you do Mud Killer Blast Precision Drive? Maybe you're wondering if I prefer the Mud Killer over the Precision Drive. Yes, I do now. I actually have made the switch where I prefer the Mud Killer for the most part, depending on the amp, but for the most part, I'm really digging the Mud Killer. Gunnerman says, Nitro is tighter. Yes, it is. Thank you. It definitely is. George Casado, great playing as usual. Have you ever thought about a footrest for your left foot, though? Thank you. Yes, it's actually right over there. The thing is if I put it here, what happens is it's in the way of the buttons. So I'd have to reach over it to hit the buttons. I'll probably have to figure that out, because I'm always going like this when I play. And it's kind of silly because the strap's holding the guitar in the same position, and raising my foot up doesn't raise the guitar up at all, so it's just a habit. So yeah, but I probably should get a footrest, because sometimes I get cramps from sitting like this forever. Let's Let's see here. Dust Devil, hey Jarrod, bought the Ingalls Savage 120 from Sweetwater. Waiting for it to be back in stock and shipped. Oh, good for you, man. Congratulations, dude. I'm telling you, man, that is one hell of an amplifier. Maybe next Sunday when Carrie and I go live, I'll do some riffs on it for you guys. I love that amp. I still love it. I think it's insane. So, again, congratulations. Please let me know how you like it, and make sure you turn the channel volumes all the way up. Otherwise, it doesn't breathe right and it gets thin. So, let me know what you think of it, man. JB50 Watt says, I used to get pain in my lower back when practicing for a long time, and the footrest actually solved that. I can see how that could happen, you know, when you get cramped up. Sometimes I get leg cramps down here from sitting too long like that, and I get Charlie horses, and it sucks. Chicago Todd, I thought I saw a footrest on the set when I was there. Yep, it's right over there. It's out of reach right now, but maybe I'll start figuring out a way to put it down here and then have it out of the way of my pedal board as well. Brad Shimke, what's going on, buddy? Let's see here. Eric Goodman, hearing a little grumble in the quick rod breaking up. Yeah, I don't know. The quick rod's just got that. It's got a weird top end. I don't mean that as a slight to it. It's just a softer top end. You know, and just the way that amp is. Let me switch to the Zilla cab with the DV77 and Vintage 30. I have not sound checked this cab. I just put a mic in front of it the other day, and I literally have not even heard the mics yet. So bear with me. Hopefully it sounds good. We'll see. Hang on one second. Okay, so I had to get both mics on. Again, I haven't sound checked that. I still got to dial those mics in and place them a little better. We just kind of put them there. And I've never sound checked them yet, but that's kind of the general idea. So the i5 is on the DV77 and the R10 is on the, what is it? Vintage 30. So many abbreviations here. R10's on the Vintage 30 and the i5 is on the DV77. So that's kind of how it sounds. I'll switch between the cabs so you can hear the difference. And just pay attention to what's on the screen and you'll see what cab I'm using. Honestly, I really prefer what I'm hearing right now through the Mesa cab because I like those mics the best. I mean, I like the 57 mixed with the Royer 121. I just think that's such a great pairing. It's an expensive pairing, but excuse me. So if I get a chance, I'll work those mics a little better over on the Zilla cab. But I'm kind of preferring what I'm hearing right now out of the Mesa. I don't know if it's the cab or the mics or the mic placement, but that's something I'll have to figure out throughout the week. But anyway, and just for giggles, I'll play the quick rod through the DV77 cab, which is the Zilla cab as well. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Whoa, that's a loud snap. Yeah, I prefer, right now, at least with the mics, I prefer the Vintage 30 cab, which is the Mesa right now. But to each their own. Let's see. Zilla sounds a bit bigger. Yeah, it could be out there. Yep. Wise guy, very slick setup you have going there. Top notch. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I go through a lot of trouble here making sure that when I'm, you guys are as informed as you can be. When I'm playing, I can just switch things around and everything's labeled and all that. I can just, it took a lot of work and a lot of money to get this set up, but hopefully it's worth it to you guys so that you can get the best information possible. It's nice because it frees me up. I don't have to explain everything. Everything's right on the screen for you, so that's kind of nice. Zilla does sound awesome. I just got to realign those mics, It was one of those last-minute things we did. We switched things around here, and I never really got a chance to perfect where the mics are, so I can do that later. Brandon Bryson says, I just got a 2018 Quick Rod 100. It's awesome. I prefer the Friedman JJ100 that I previously owned. I prefer it to the Friedman. Oh, good for you, man. Yeah, I could see that. I can. I think Friedman amps are really good, but they just never work for my style of playing. I would prefer, for myself, I'd prefer the Nitro over it. They're more affordable. I think the quality's still there, and they suit my taste better. So, Aaron says, I prefer the Mesa cab tonight. Yeah, I do too, to be honest with you. I do. For me, it sounded better. Again, I don't know if it's the mics or the mic placement, but I just prefer the Mesa cab tonight. George Casado, do you ever try other speakers? I recently bought a couple of Hesu Demon 60-watt speakers for my 212 Marshall, and it made a world of difference. Yeah, the only ones I've really experimented with are, I had a Redback that I didn't like. It had a weird honk to it. And I just got the DV77 and blended it in my Zilla cab with the Vintage 30, and I think it sounds great with that. It adds a thickness to it. And then I have the G12K100s in the diesel cab, and I like those as well. So I don't experiment a lot, but I think I got a decent array of speakers here now. So I wouldn't mind trying those speakers, though. Thanks for the heads up on that. Untold Guitarist says, the Nitro sounds like it's meaner. I can tell between the two. Quick Rod sounds like EL34s, and the Nitro sounds like KT88s in the power section. Oh, yeah, you're right. And you're right on the tubes, and you're right on which one sounds meaner. The Nitro just has more authority, especially in the room. I'm hearing it in the in-ears as well, but I got the cab right behind me, and I'm going to tell you something right now. Like, when I'm playing, as soon as I switch to the Quick Rod, all that awesome low end kind of disappears. And then when I switch back to the Nitro, it's back. I get this huge amount of low end behind me. I'm not saying the Quick Rod doesn't have any low end, but it definitely does not have as much as the Nitro. And I also get a resonance knob on the Nitro. I don't see one on the Quick Rod. There's not a resonance knob on here. So if I was to order a Quick Rod, I would probably have Scott put a resonance knob on it, so I can add some more low end in it. I mean, it's definitely a classic rock amp. It's very 80s. You know, I grew up in the 80s, so you know, I heard that tone on so many albums. It's not even funny, but I'm a modern metal / prog metal player. I want something with more beef, more authority, more aggression, and I'm a gainiac, so I love a lot of gain. I think gain-wise, the Nitro definitely has more gain as well. So there's enough in the Nitro or in the Quick Rod, but I just don't. I don't prefer the gain style, or I don't know what you want to call it. The type of gain structure. There it is in the Quick Rod. I prefer it in the Nitro. I think the gain structure in that amp is thicker and meaner and better for me. Again, depends on your taste. And by the way, Scott Splawn is a really cool guy. Very nice guy. So he's a great person to buy an amp from. I mean, he builds great stuff, and it's all quality, and it's hand-built by him, and he's been doing it for years. And when you call there, you get to talk to him, and he really is a genuinely cool guy. Couldn't recommend buying from him more. He's a great dude. Keith Jackson says, both Splawns seem to have a darker tone, less bright maybe. Yeah, I mean, the Quick Rod is a little brighter, or it can get a little brighter. I have it on Rob's settings right now, which I agree are good, because you got to watch some of these amps. You know, with these, I mean, they can get a little spiky. The Nitro won't, but the Quick Rod will. It can get pretty spiky. And I actually, you know what? I just looked. I did turn the presence down a hair because I thought it was ripping my head off. Yeah, the brighter of the two will definitely be the Quick Rod. It'll definitely get brighter, for sure. Okay, so less talk, more tone. The second gear on the Quick Rod is superior to third gear, in my humble opinion. Well, let's find out, because I preferred it the other way, but let's find out. 1 second here. Alright, so there's a slight difference between them. I don't know which one I prefer. It's one of those things where I'd have to own the amp for a couple weeks and then finally settle in. So I'll take Rob's suggestion. I'll leave it in second gear. So let's shoot them out in second gear. Let's play a couple riffs on both without the overdrive pedal first, and then with secondly. So let's start without, shoot them out, and see what they sound like. 1 second. quick rods. I hope I'm getting my names not mixed up here. The Nitro is still tighter than the quick rod, even if the quick rod's in second gear. But I feel like maybe the quick rod. Let me see without the overdrive which one's tighter in the quick rod. I'll start out with second gear and go to third gear. I feel like third gear is a little tighter in the quick rod. It's slight, but it's noticeable. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I'm just a guy in a room with a couple of amps. Let me see if you guys have any questions. It's crazy. I did so many mixes earlier. It's like, what else is there left to do? I've done the riffs between them, the mixes between them, a couple of different gears on the quick rod versus the Nitro. Riffs on those with and without the overdrive pedal. What else would you guys like me to do? Let's see here. CS says, Jarrod, you can go ahead and blame me for the mic placement on the Zilla. I don't mind. Oh, that's right. We did do that, didn't we? Yeah. You suck at putting mics in front of cabs, dude. I'm just kidding. You know, I never really had a chance to... first night I've heard those mics on that cab, to be honest with you. Christopher, Christmas shopping while listening to my... oh, my earbuds died. Oh, man, now everybody gets to jam out with us. Sweet, man. Maybe I'll play another mix. What's going on, Vax Pathfinder? What's happening? Chris says, without the foot switch, you can't activate the OD in the quick rod, so there's that. Yeah, I think the foot switch is over there, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think they're both really good amps. I think it's kind of a cool looking amp too. I love the racing stripes. So yeah, I got no problem with that at all. Let me see here. Do I have another mix? I did so many. Let's do, let me see if I can do Time Flies on, I'm going to do it on the Nitro because I definitely prefer playing that one. 1 second. a little bit of 80s jam for you. Maybe I should have done that on the Quick Rod, since it's more of an 80s type song. But hey, yeah, I just prefer. I feel like everything I do has more oomph and more fullness, more authority on the Nitro. I've played quick rods before, and that's why I went with the Nitro, because I have friends like, let's see, Darren Moore. He brought over his quick rod when he bought it. And again, it's a cool amp. If you play the classic rock stuff and you really want to fit in that genre, the quick rod's amazing for that. And I played it, and I was like, yep, it's cool. I totally get why you like it. It doesn't work for me. But you know, I totally get why people like them. And then when I first brought the Nitro home from Motor City, when they let me take it on for an episode, I was shocked at how much I liked it. I didn't know if I would like it or not, and I was very surprised at how big it sounded and how freaking amazing it sounded. And it had enough gain and aggression for me too. And I'm like, dude, this amp is thick and beefy, and I liked it so much I wanted a custom one. So I called Scott Splawn and talked to him about it. I got the KT88 version, which is definitely, you know, my jam. And with the look and all the stuff. So yeah, I was so happy to get that version of it, and that was the version I tried. So I didn't want to. He's like, "You sure you don't want the EL34?" And I'm like, "Nope, that was the version I tried. That's what I fell in love with. So I want to make sure I get the same thing, you know." So that's what I did. Wise Guy says, currently use an XFX3 into a Mesa 5050 power amp stereo into a Mesa 212 vintage 30 with a 212 EVH and 212. Oh, wow. Best tone I ever had. Lots of ways to skin the cat. Love the channel. Thanks for sharing. Hey, my pleasure. Love the fact that you're here. And you know what? That's a good rig, man. That's a really good rig. You got a nice stereo rig. And you're doing it right, because you're taking a digital platform and putting it through a tube power amp, and you're getting that warmth and that big sound, and it does definitely make a difference. I mean, when you run, a lot of people are running the modelers and profilers into a solid state power amps like the Seymour Duncans, and it's really anemic in comparison to the tube power amp. So I'm not saying that they're doing it wrong. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, I've shot them out, and I very much prefer the tube power amps over the anemic sounding, sterile sounding solid state power amps. They just don't work for me. And some people are like, yeah, saving space and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, if you got an XFX3 and it's a rack mount unit, throw the power amp. You can get a Syn 5050 from Synergy. You can get the Mesa power amps. They're all rack mount. Throw it in the rack with your XFX, and you're done. It's taking up another rack space or two, but who cares? I mean, it's in there. So you got to lug the rack around anyways. Might as well throw a real good power amp in there. And I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. I mean, it's night and day. It really is. You know, those cabs and those speakers respond much better to tube power than they do to that sterile solid state stuff. They really do. Let's see here. George Casado, please name your top 5 amps. That last track was very cool, man. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Definitely the Ingle Savage. 100% love that amp. Always will. The EVH Stealth is definitely becoming one of my big favorites. I think that's one of the biggest no-brainer amps out there. So much texture and aggression, and I just think for metal, there's nothing that amp can't do. It just sounds amazing. Modern rock, modern metal type stuff. I mean, it's just such a great amp. Takes a pedal like a champ, and depending on your style, Red Channel doesn't need a pedal. It's just freaking amazing. Really full and aggressive. Again, tons of texture, great tone. I just love it. And again, I just think that amp is like, anybody comes to me and says, I'm looking for a great 100-watt metal amp. What should I get? Just get an EVH Stealth. If you don't like that amp, then you don't play metal, or you don't like metal. I mean, it's like the biggest no-brainer amp out there. And it's priced right as well. The Driftwood Purple Nightmare is also that thing. That thing will clear out a room. It's probably the most aggressive, ridiculous amp that I have. It's tons of texture and fullness, hand built by a guy in Germany, and it's a very good amp. So that's, what is that, 3? Man, I'm trying to think of what else. Top 5. I would say the Rev 120 Mark, Rev Generator 120 Mark III. I love the functionality of it. It's a really beefy amp as well. Maybe I'll shoot that out with the you know, the Splawn Nitro, because I think the beefiness will be awesome to see. And then probably maybe the Diesel Herbert. You know, I mean, that's just such a great amp too. It's very unique. So yeah, I would say those would be my top 5. Some of them will interchange with other ones, like the Mesa Barba. Depending on the day, we'll maybe beat one of these. It really depends, you know. It's kind of like, what's your favorite food at this restaurant? What's your favorite thing to order? Depends on the day. Some days you'll come in and order something different, you know. But that's kind of, I think that's the quick and dirty on it. Yeah, and then there's times with the JP Mark II C+, it's like, oh my god, you know, so it really depends. Wise Guy says, not digging the FRFR, tube power amp works best. No, you're right. You know, that's the thing. The FRFRs out there, I got to do another video about that, because it's been like 3.5 years since I did my FRFR shootout. And at the time, I preferred the Friedman. But now, when I play at home, I've sold 2 of my Friedmans. I have a third one, which is the ASC 10 upstairs. Out of FRFRs, I think Friedman's the best still. But honestly, when I play at home, I prefer playing through studio monitors, because you get the stereo separation, and I just think it sounds more real through the studio monitors. And I got them like 15 feet away from each other in the room, so I got that really nice big stereo separation. And when I play my tracks through them to practice to, it's all coming from one source, as opposed to an FRFR where you get the FRFR down here, studio tracks up there. Not bad, but I just prefer everything coming from the same source. It just sounds better, you know. It's easier to balance the sound out as well. So, yeah, I definitely prefer studio monitors over FRFRs now. And if I was to play on stage, I would definitely prefer either going direct or using tube power and a real cab and have them mic that. Let's see. Nathan Clow, what are your thoughts on the Mesa Mark V? Didn't like it. The Mark V 25 I do like. The Mark V 90 I did not like. Channel 1 was good. Good clean channel. Channel 2 was completely useless for me anyways. It was really flat and lifeless. Channel 3 barely got me there. Had no texture. It was just one of those very bland amps that just didn't offer a lot for me. That's just my opinion. And when you know, and the thing is when you have, this sounds really arrogant, and I hope it doesn't come across that way, but when you have what I have, okay, and you can shoot things out against these, you do notice things on this switcher. I mean, on KHE switcher, you go back and forth, and you're like, wow, all this texture, and you switch something else, you're like, ooh, wow, there's no texture there. And you can tell. You flip it back and forth instantly, and you could definitely hear the difference. So that's what I do when I get a new amp. I'll put it on the wall, and if it doesn't stand up to the stuff that I love and they're my go-tos, it gets put up on reverb and bye-bye, you know. So that's basically what it is. So the Mesa Mark V 90 anyways, I really, again, this is just my opinion for what I do and my style of music, but I just felt like it was just flat and lifeless and sterile. And the gain structure on it was just horrible. It just didn't dig it. You know, the Mark IV, I haven't played one of those in a while, so I don't really know how to compare those. But the Mark V 25, freaking love it. I would prefer that over the 90, 8 days a week and twice on Sunday. I think it kills the 90 regarding the gain staging on it. Just has a lot more texture and aggression. Let's see here. Ryan says a new FRFR video would be a great idea. Yeah, I think I might do that. In fact, I'm probably just going to do another video where I say why I prefer studio monitors, because I really do. Down here, I play through the IN8s, and I love the IN8s. They're freaking sick. They're the Cali Audio ones, and I got the LP6s from Cali Audio upstairs. Man, I just love them. I use my aux box down here whenever I'm practicing or writing. I use the IN8s, and I'm in hog heaven down here playing through those. They're amazing. And I run my KEMPER through my LP6, or I'm getting all my things mixed up here. Is it LP6s? Yeah, and I think they sound incredible. So I got nothing bad to say about them at all. Wise Guy says, I have an Atomic CLR FRFR you can use as comparison for reference. I live kind of local, getting ready to sell. Let me know. Yeah, for sure, man. I think I did have, and I appreciate that. I did have a, yeah, I had an Atomic on here. My friend Paul Smith has one. I wouldn't mind checking it out again. We'll have to see. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Vox Pathfinder should have been top 15. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's hard to keep track of them all, too, after a while. Chicago Todd, Mesa Barba not making top 5? Well, again, it depends on the day. Like, I could come down here tomorrow and interchange one of the ones that I listed for the Mesa Barba, you know, so it really depends. Nathan Cloud, I appreciate your honesty. Oh, you're welcome. I mean, that's what this channel's about, man. I give my honest opinion about things. I really do. And sometimes I give a brutal honest opinion. And, I mean, I'm not a shill. I'm not here to make gear manufacturers look good. You know, I'm here to give you my honest opinion about things, and hopefully it steers you in a direction that works best for you. And I'm not right about everything. I mean, depending on your taste, you could completely disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine, because I look at it this way. Not everybody likes Rocky Road, you know, but the people that do really like it, and those same people don't like Praline Pecan, you know. It's just everybody likes something different, and it's okay, you know. Let's see here. Chicago Todd, I bought the ASC-12 based on Jarrod's recommendations. I think it's killer. Currently using it with my Quad Cortex. However, considering running my Quad Cortex through my Blue Guitar Iridium into Blue Guitar Cab. Oh, that might be cool. Let me know what you think of that, Chicago Todd. I'd appreciate the knowledge in that. So, for sure. So many options, Wise Guy says. I know, it's crazy. Let's see here. CS. Missed the top 5. Savage, Nightmare, Stealth, Rev, and JP2C. You're close, man. Instead of the JP2C, I think I picked the Diesel Herbie. But, I mean, again, that one will interchange with other ones depending on the day. JB50 Watt. Would you say the JP2C is an improvement over the Mark V? Is there anything the Mark V does better than the JP2C? Yes, there's one thing that the Mark V does better than the JP2C, and that is to sound sterile. Yeah, the JP2C absolutely mutilates the Mark V 90. It's not even a contest. The gain structure in it, there's more texture and aggression. It sounds bigger, and it feels better, too. There's a much better feel there, and I just very much prefer the JP2C over the Mark V 90. And the thing is I couldn't wait to sell it, so I was going to shoot it out with the JP, unless I don't even remember. I think I did. But the thing that's nice about the JP2C is that you have 2 identical high gain channels that you can sculpt any way you want. Where the Mark V 90 has the clean channel, just like the JP clean channel, but the other 2 quote-unquote high-gain channels are completely different from each other. So you have this like classic rock, barely enough gain channel in channel 2, and then channel 3 is supposed to be like the more aggressive channel, but it's just slightly more aggressive. And they're making decisions for you. That's what I hate, is when it's like, well, this is all the gain you get. It's like, thanks, dude, I wanted more, but whatever. It's like the mean lunch lady. That's all the gravy you get on your potatoes. You get a tablespoon, you know? And it's like, geez, you know, what if I want more gravy, you know? And it just sucks. It's like the mean lunch lady only gave you so much gain. And I hate it. So it just drove me nuts, because if I want to do rhythm on that amp, I'd have to use channel 3, which I also use for leads, and it barely had enough gain for that too. So I just wish amp builders would just use their freaking heads and just give us a little more. If we don't need it, we'll pull the gain back. We'll pull the aggression back or whatever. But having that little bit more to work with is definitely nice. It's like buying a race car with a governor on it. You can't go past 55. And you're like, really? Now I know what Sammy Hagar was bitching about. You know, I mean, let me make those decisions. Stop making decisions for me, you know? And that's kind of what that amp was. It put me in this really small box, and I just felt very claustrophobic with that amp. There was not much I could do with it, so I could not wait to get rid of it. JP, you got all the options that you could think of, and plenty of gain and great tone and sustain and aggression and texture and all that stuff. I would 8 billion% tell you to go get JP over a Mark V all day long, because again, you get all that flexibility with that amplifier that you don't get with the Mark V. Let's see here. Nathan Cloud says, oh wait, sorry, that was CS responding to Nathan Cloud. JP blesses you with all the gain you will ever want. JB says, that's right, man. Yeah, I think the JP is the best Mesa amp ever built. I really do. I don't think there's an amp out there that Mesa can top the JP with. I think it's the pinnacle. You know, Mule Blues went down to FR and power amps rabbit hole with my Kemper. Then I saw Jarrod's video on the tube power amp and real guitar speakers with the Kemper. Night and day difference. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, there is a big difference. I think it was that one I did about do tubes matter, right? Is that the one? And I was even surprised at the difference. There was a huge difference between them. And if you use a modeler or a profiler and you want to get the closest that you can to the real amps that you're emulating, the tube power section is it. That's the thing that makes it all happen. It really is. Aaron Short, Mark V is a classic, but never played one. I have a JP2C and it's great, even for a low gain guy like me. I play the TC50 most of the time. Yeah, you got two really good amps, dude. You really do. The JP is just unbeatable as far as Mesa's concerned. Can't beat it. Kilroy99, I get annoyed when I hear people say that's more gain than anyone needs. How the hell do you know how much gain I need? Thank you. Oh man, we could be best friends. I agree with you 100%. I hate it when companies do that. They make that decision. Oh, that's all you need. It's like, shut up, you mean freaking lunch lady. Put all the gravy on my taters that I want. You know, let me make that decision. You know, I mean, geez, you know, I can't stand that when they're so minimalist about everything. It's like the guy's a prick at that station, like, oh, that's all he gets, you know. It's like, screw you, you bastard. Give me more, you know. Again, like, just turn it down if you don't want more, you know. I get that from my profiles sometimes. Sometimes people complain, like, yeah, his profiles have too much gain in them. Oh, you see that knob that says gain on it? Yeah, if you turn it down, you'll have less. Isn't that nice? Wow. You almost want to get the sock puppet out. You see the knob where it says gain? Turn it down. Then you'll have less gain. If you want more, turn it up. It's like, really? Do I have to explain that to you? Drives me nuts. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of gain. Depending on the style of playing that you do, you need that gain and that saturation to fill it up and have that sustain. You know, it really does make a difference, you know. Let's see here. CM079. Oh, Tone Wars. Oh boy, I've been waiting forever to see the Splawn, and now two of them. Yeah, man. Hopefully, you caught all the playing at the beginning. I did a lot of mixes for you guys back and forth between the two. So hopefully, you can always rewind it live too. Let's see here. And thanks for being here. Aaron Short says, I tried the PT-15 and felt it lacked gain. That's why I didn't keep it. Wow, dude. Aaron, if that thing didn't have enough gain for you, it definitely doesn't have enough for me, does it? Again, I just wish they would just put a little extra in there. We all know how to turn it down, you know. Dirt Racer X, modeler through a tube power amp and real cab has been my jam lately. Best of both worlds. No, you're right. You get all the variety and simplicity and and options, and it definitely makes a big difference when you run it through a tube power amp and real cabs. Matt Force, killer playing, my friend. Both amps sound awesome, and Scott Splawn is an awesome dude. Woohoo! Thanks, man. Appreciate you being here, Matt. Yeah, again, Scott Splawn is a great guy. Totally cool dude. Very humble, very easy to talk to on the phone. And he's real honest, and he builds a great product. So I always like supporting people that make great stuff, and Scott Splawn is definitely one of them. He makes great stuff. Let's see here. CMO79. Rewind it. Will be maybe when I get a little Joyo Fireball 20 watt tomorrow. A little stuffer. That's awesome, man. Congrats. Jay Chen says, I want so much gain that I have to have an ambulance near at all times. Yeah, man. It's nice. Aaron Short says, everyone that uses a power amp for a modeler, what are you using? Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I haven't found a solid state power amp that works yet for me. They all sound thin and anemic, and there's this weird thing they do. I can't put my finger on it, except for thin and anemic, and they're cold. There's a cold sterility to them. And the tube power amps just sound bigger, fuller, meaner, nastier, more, you know, they just sound more natural, you know, and especially the leads. There's that really nice warmth and fullness, and yeah, there's just something. There's some magic in them there tubes, man. I tell you, there really is. George Casado says, are you excited to try the new Synergy 2 CP power preamp? Yeah. In fact, Motor City, I believe, has those in stock right now. So if you want to get one at Motor City, and I will definitely be picking one up soon and demoing it, because I still have my Synergy stuff, some of it anyways, and I will be happy to demo that for you guys. Maybe I'll put it through the power section of the JP and see how it compares. I'll see if I can make that happen. Mule Blues, the Orange Pedal Baby was the closest to a tube feel. Yeah, I'll have to try that. I haven't tried that one yet. I've heard good things about it, though. But if I get a chance, I'll try one out. CMO79 says, I got a Hughes and Kettner SS Black Spirit, and I am thinking the honeymoon with modeling may be revealing itself. Ah! Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm not a modeler. I'm more of a profiler guy. I think modeling's cool. I understand why people like it, but I just love the Kemper. I love the profiles better. But that's just, again, that's just my opinion. I'll be doing a lot more with my Kempers soon. Let's see, what time is it? 9:34. What have I done? I've done everything. I think I've done all the mixes. I was going to do some other mixes tonight too that I haven't done in a while, but I didn't get a chance to practice them. So, yeah, I think I've done pretty much everything. Yep. See, CMO79, I want a Mesa Mark V 35. I need one. Yeah, the Mark V 25 and 35 are great. Avoid the 90, and if you want more power, just get the JP. I'm telling you, it's much better. It really is. Mule Blues, Jared's profile slate. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot more with those this winter. I'm almost done with all my crazy amounts of pressure washing this year. I got tomorrow and maybe one more day, and then I'll be back down to hopefully 2 days a week, depending on how that goes. And then the rest of the time, I'm going to take, about a week or two off just to relax, and then, because I've had a crazy year. And then I'm going to start really doing a lot more profiling and a lot more episodes. I got some really big plans for my Kemper profile packs. I'm going to be doing you know, like it's going to be called All the Brutes, where I'll take like 4 amps and give you like 5 profiles on each amp in the pack. So you have like all the brutal amps that I have, like 4 in a pack and 5 profiles each. So you get a variety, you know, and I'm going to pick the best settings and put them in that way, directs and studio. So it's going to be kind of cool. My first pack is going to be the Savage, the EVH Stealth, and the Driftwood, and maybe the Diesel Herbert. I'm going to kick it off with that, or instead of the Diesel, I might do the Rev. We'll see. But yeah, that's going to be my first pack. I can't wait to release those. Aaron Short, Matrix 1000 2U is 9 pounds. Maybe worth a try. Yeah. Oh, good night, wise guy. Thanks for being here, buddy. Make sure I got everybody. Okay, well, I pretty much did it. I did all the riffs and all the stuff between these 2 amps, a bunch of mixes, and with and without overdrives, and I really think that depending on your taste, you're going to prefer one over the other. I prefer the Nitro, and I love it. I think it's a great amp. Thicker, beefier, more aggressive, and that just works better for me. But if you're a classic rock guy, I think you'd like either one of them, but you might lean more towards the quick rod, but it just depends on your taste. So anyways, let me read this comment here. Any possibility you'll shoot out some WGS Reapers 30 watt DB77 and Omega? I mean, if I get a hold of those speakers, maybe. We'll have to see. That's definitely something that I could do down the road. It's a lot of work doing speaker shootouts, because you got to get the mic placement exact on each one, and you got to take the speaker out and, you know, take the cab and, you know, move it, and, you know, it's a lot of scientific crap that you got to do, but I'll see what I can do, you know. Oh, thanks, CS. I appreciate the heads up on having people watch that video. Yeah, it's shout out the JP2C and the Mark V, and JP2C killed it, you know, it just did. But anyways, well, I'm going to get some food in me. I'm starving, and I'm actually kind of tired. So it's been a long day. But hey, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video and the shootout. Go get yourself a Splawn, because I highly recommend them. I think they're great amplifiers, and Motor City's got them in stock, so if you want to order from a great store and support the channel at the same time, please click my affiliate link below. And I wouldn't recommend an amp if I didn't own it, and I do. I own the Splawn Nitro. I've had it for a year, over a year now, and I love it. I think it's a great amp. So but anyways, well, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and every day's a gift, and thank you so much for spending part of yours with me. And I will see you guys Sunday night. Carrie will join me, and we'll be back with all the hijinks and craziness, and we'll do some more. Maybe I'll do the Ingle Savage that night, so we will see. All right, well, God bless you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I appreciate all the subscribers. Thank you so much.